Good evening, Creo families. Hello, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us tonight. For those of you who don't know me, I am Ms. Hernandez, Dean of Academics. I am here with our sixth grade team who are eager to share a little bit about their classes and get to know you all a little bit more. We will have Ms. Honora, who's our sixth grade team leader, who will be helping and facilitating as we go through. As you have questions, we are going to wait until the very, very end to answer all your questions. If you have questions, feel free to put it in the chat, and then at the very end, we will go ahead and answer all those questions, or you can just hold your comments and your questions till the end and use the little hand gesture to let us know if you have a question, but we want to make sure that you get to see all of the fabulous teachers that we have here tonight. So please make sure to hold on to those questions or put them in the chat, and we will get to them at the end. All right, up first, Ms. Honora, go ahead.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez. We are going to start our day with the ELA team. As soon as you're ready, you can start.
Hi, all. I'm so sorry my camera is not working. I have no idea what's happening. But my name is Miss Cummings. I'm one of the ELA sixth grade teachers for this year. So this year in review, these are the texts that we'll be reading as a sixth grade class. So we started with Unit 0, which has been an awesome collection of short stories that the kids have really enjoyed, from murder mysteries to witch stories. They've really loved it. Next week on Monday, we'll be starting One Crazy Summer. That's our first text for Unit 1. Unit 2 is A Single Shard. Unit 3, Heroes, Gods, and Monsters of Greek Myths, which a lot of the students have expressed that they're really excited about. And then our last unit, Unit 4, will be a poetry collection.
Thank you. And my name is Ms. Honora. I'm also one of the ELA teachers. Here are some habits that we'll be discussing in ELA. We are making sure that we are practicing Creole care. It just means that they're using proper grammar and capitalization. That's going to be a huge focus for us for this year. And then also, we're building that snowball so that we can get our main idea. We love for our students to annotate the text. We should be seeing them highlighting, underlining, jotting on the left and right side of any text that they get so that we can see their thinking. And now we'll transition to history.
I'm sorry, Ms. Honora. Can we go back to ELA really quick so I can translate? My bad.
It's okay.
Perdón, vamos a estar también traduciendo cada vez que uno de los profesores presente, también vamos a traducir para nuestras familias que hablan en español. Este año en la clase de literatura, ahora mismo la señorita Cummings y la señorita Honora son las dos de las maestras en la clase de inglés de literatura. Tienen 4 unidades que ahí pueden ver las diferentes historias que van a estar haciendo este año. En cada unidad van a estar leyendo una colección de historias, un libro, y la última unidad va a ser de poemas. You can go ahead to the next slide. También tienen muchos hábitos que ellos participan en las clases para asegurarse que siempre están haciendo bien en la clase. Y aquí puede ver cómo ellos siempre lo dan exactamente, cómo ellos quieren que respondan a las palabras y cómo las ideas que salen.
And now with history with Mr. Nunez.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Nunez. I teach sixth grade history. All right, so about me, I'm from Williamsburg, major Yankee fan, love pizza, and I love teaching history and making it fun. I think mine's a little longer, so I apologize. Okay, so...
You want me to translate for you, or you got it?
Oh, yeah, I got it. Sorry. Hola, soy señor Núñez, yo soy de Brooklyn. Yo fui a la Universidad de Franklin Marshall y me encanta enseñar historia de una manera que es divertido y yeah, okay, let's keep going. Mine's a little longer, so okay. Entonces, la primera cosa que vamos a aprender es el Islam. Y después vamos a yo voy a enseñar sobre tiempo antiguo de China, cuando yo estaba haciendo edificios y todo eso. Y después vamos a aprender sobre tiempo antiguo de los grecos y los romanos. Y después vamos a aprender sobre la exploración por el mar, y después el I don't know how to say colonization. El tiempo de I don't know how to say that.
Colonización.
Colonación. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. Yep. So those are going to be the 4 units. So Islamic Empire, Chinese dynasties, Greeks and Romans, sea exploration, and then the era of colonization. Okay. So a basic routine that we're going to have generally each day is going to be a little different. Do now, vocab. We're going to either do like go over content or reading. Then we're going to have independent work time, always having discussion, and then an exit ticket. Okay. Entonces, generalmente esto es el más o menos cada clase va a ser. Primero hagamos tú sabes, cosas para empezar la clase, puede ser un artículo, puede ser alguna pregunta. Después prendemos un poco de vocabulario, que es muy importante, y después prendemos sobre la historia de la tema o leemos y después ellos tienen tiempo a practicar sobre artículos, algunas preguntas y después tenemos discusión. Eso es muy importante en la clase de historia y también yo anota quién está, tú sabes, estás en la conversación, haciendo preguntas y participando. Keep going. Okay, entonces, thank you. Okay, so these are annotations. So it's really, really important in history. This is like awesome annotations that I took from a student. So key ideas should be on the left, and then any connections or questions that they have should be on the right. And this is really, really important, especially as they, go into the higher grades. It's really, really good habit to analyze tests. Okay. Entonces, cuando en la clase de historia yo quiero a enseñar a los niños a leer así, en esta manera, entonces esto es una manera de leer una manera activo. Entonces, cuando los estudiantes estás leyendo, es muy, muy importante que yo está haciendo estos anotaciones en los lados y también yo saco notas sobre. Okay. Entonces, otra manera de historia es analizar fotos, artículos de historia. Entonces, puede ser, tú sabes, fotos, puede ser pinturas, puede ser cartoon. Entonces, vamos a analizar diferentes cosas. Puede ser un artículo un día, un foto otro día, para empezar la conversación sobre los temas que estamos aprendiendo. Or you can go to the next slide. Oh, no, I didn't say it in English. Sorry. So yeah, we're going to analyze different sources. It's really, really important that we go through the different mediums because over history, we show different messages differently. So it's really important for us to analyze those different sources.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Nunez. Up next, we have Health and Wellness with Mr. Ford.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. My name is Mr. Ford, and I'll be teaching health and wellness. And just a little bit about me. Born and raised from the Bronx. This is my first year with Creo, first year teaching, but I'm excited to teach health and wellness after spending a year in front of a computer because of the pandemic. So just an overview for our year for health and wellness. We have yoga, cardio and sports, eventually self-care, nutrition, and then sex ed in trimester 3. Are you translating, Amber?
Yes, I got you. Ese es el señor Ford, que es el maestro de salud y bienestar. Aquí están las unidades en las clases. Van a comenzar con yoga, con cardio y deportes, con cariño a cada ser, cuidados personales, nutrición y después terminando con educación sexual.
So just an overview for this current semester. We're doing yoga. We already got started with sun salutation. We're doing nutrition as well, talking about what's healthy. And we have sports. For now, we have cardio. And then we have self-care. Next slide.
En ese trimestre se van a enfocar en yoga, son las diferentes posiciones de yoga, en nutrición, que es saludable para comer y preparar, deportes. Ahora mismo van a comenzar con cardio, son moviéndose mucho y último, este trimestre también van a estar haciendo cuidados personales, como meditar, diferentes maneras de tratar de ellos mismos, arreglarse su propia salud.
Thank you. And this is just a weekly schedule, 2 days a week. We transition out of the students' homeroom so they get a chance to get up out of their seats, and we go to our multi-purpose room, which is our space. We do our cardio, and then we have an empty classroom where we do our yoga. And then the other 3 days a week, we are in their homerooms.
Okay. Es el horario semanal. So cada día están en diferentes espacios. Ellos hacen nutrición en la clase, pero para yoga y cardio tenemos el espacio abajo, que es una sala de multipropósito, y ahí los estudiantes pueden salir de la clase y ahí hacen su movimiento.
And just quickly about self-care, we'll just focus on self-care strategies, as well as meditation.
Para la clase de cuidado personal, van a estar aprendiendo cómo meditarse, también diferentes estrategias que pueden usar durante el día para poder calmarse y estar bien.
And then for yoga, we'll warm up in a basic pose. We review the previous pose that we learned the previous week, and we'll link our affirmations to breath work. And for this semester, we're focusing on salutation A.
En la clase de yoga siempre comienzan con poses de calentamiento y específicamente van a estar haciendo la saludación del sol, posición A. So van a estar aprendiendo esto específicamente durante yoga.
Nutrition, we will talk about what it means to be healthy, and explore healthy foods and get a chance to either make smoothies together, and different recipes.
En la clase de nutrición van a estar aprendiendo mucho cómo quedarse saludable, comida que es saludable. Van a estar también haciendo batidos en la clase para poder aprender cómo hacerlo en casa.
And then lastly, cardio. We normally start up with a light warm-up. We hyper-focus on one exercise, focusing on proper form. We review our 8 exercises, and we try our best to make it through a 10-minute HIIT workout, which all classes did today.
La clase de cardio comienzan con calentamiento del cuerpo, aprenden y hacen aunque sea 8 ejercicios, después duran 10 minutos haciendo un HIIT workout, que significa son diferentes ejercicios que hacen juntos, y practican ejercicio de respirar.
Thank you, Ambar.
Thank you, Mr. Ford. Up next is computer science with Miss Stanberry.
Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a great night. My name is Miss Stanberry. I am also from the Bronx, born and raised. I graduated from Lehman College a few years ago, and this is my 3rd year teaching. My 1st year teaching computer science, though, and it's been fun. I'm a first-generation college student, and fun fact, I've traveled to 11 countries. With that, let's jump into what your children are learning this year. So our overview of the year is that we're jumping into algorithms with Scratch, which is an intro to programming. Then we're going to be doing graphic design in Unit 2, web development and web design in Unit 3, and then robotics in Unit 4, and data analysis in Unit 5. We have a lot to cover, but they're already there and having a great time. And then up next,
I'm going to go ahead and translate.
I'm sorry.
Esa es la señorita Stanberry, que es la maestra de ciencias de la computación, o de computadoras. Ella es del Bronx, se graduó de la Universidad de Lehman. Ese es su 3er año enseñando, pero su primer año enseñando computación de ciencias de computación y estás bien emocional y bien así. Es la primera generación de graduada de una universidad y quiere que algo que ella ha hecho es que ya ha viajado o ha vivido en 11 diferentes países. Okay. Las unidades que van a tener en la clase de computación van a comenzar con algorithms usando Scratch, que es un sistema en la computadora. Después para la unidad segundo, diseño de gráfico. Después diseño del web y robóticas. Y finalmente terminando con datos.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez, for all of that beautiful translation. I'm sorry for speeding through, but we're back at it. So these are all the things that they will focus on: web design, graphic design, robotics, and Scratch. I hope that they enjoy and have a great time learning everything. And with that, over to Ms. Honora. Oh.
Awesome. Thank you, Miss Danbury. Up next is the math team.
Hello, good evening. So these are the 3 teachers from the 6th year math team. Me, Ms. Park being one of them, Ms. Darlong, Mr. Lestrade. We're going to do short intros of ourselves one at a time. First, a little bit about myself. Ms. Nora, if you could go to the next slide, please. So I was born in South Korea and I lived in 3 different states. So I lived in Texas when I moved to America, New Jersey, and New York. I studied economics in Princeton University and currently in Relay Graduate School. This is my 2nd year of teaching and both being at Creo. So I'm super excited to be back teaching 6th grade math. And I really want to make sure that there's excitement in our math class.
Es el equipo de matemáticas. Vamos a comenzar con la señorita Park. La señorita Park fue nacida en el Corea del Sur, ha vivido en Texas, New Jersey y Nueva York. Ella estudió economía en la Universidad de Princeton y ahora está cogiendo su maestría en la escuela de Relay. Este es su 2º año aquí con nosotros con Creo. Y ella está bien emocionada sobre la clase de matemáticas.
Good evening, students and families. I am Mr. Lestrade. I was born in the Bronx, lived in Co-op City as a kid, and now I'm back living in the South Bronx as I'm working in the area, over in Concourse Village. I grew up in Rockland County in the suburbs. I got my double major bachelor's in environmental science and Latin American Caribbean Area Studies in 2012, and now teaching math, so figure how that worked out. And this past June, I graduated from Relay with my Master's of Arts in Teaching. This is my 2nd year of teaching full time. And outside of work, I enjoy music, biking, hiking, traveling, all that good stuff. Just like to get out there and see new things. Pleasure to be here with you all tonight.
You want to translate? You want me to do it?
Yeah. Buenas tardes, estudiantes y familias. Soy el señor Lestrade. Yo nací en el Bronx y viví en Co-op City como niño pequeño y ahora estoy viviendo de nuevo en el Bronx. Yo crecí en el condado de Rockland, en Spring Valley. Yo matriculé con mi bachelor's en ciencias ambientales y estudios latinoamericanos y caribeños en 2012 y acabo de recibir el master's en enseñanza este junio pasado. Es mi 2º año de enseñar full time, estoy seguro de decir esto. Y afuera de la clase, me encanta la música, andar en bicicleta, andar por el bosque, viajar, ver vistas nuevas. Mucho gusto estar con ustedes esta noche.
Good evening, Creo families. My name is Ms. Darlong. I was born and raised in New Jersey. I studied liberal arts at the College of New Jersey, and then I later on went on to receive a master's degree from Relay Graduate School, similar to my colleagues as well. I love to travel, spend time with my family, and I really love math, super passionate about it. And this is my 5th year teaching, but my first year at Creole, which I'm really excited about. And yeah, I'm from Haiti, so speak Creole as well. And yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Okay, esta es la señorita Mr. Long. Nació y estuvo siempre en New Jersey. Ella estudió artes liberales en la College de Nueva Jersey. Ahora está con su maestría. También tiene su maestría en educación especial de Relay Graduate School. Le encanta viajar y cocinar y pasar tiempo con su familia. Y tiene una gran pasión y amor para matemáticas. Ya lo ha enseñado por 4 años y ahora está con nosotros en Creo.
So now we're going to take a grand overview of the year in the 6th grade math. So these are the 10 units that we're going to study. You might notice that there's a lot of work with fractions and ratios, and that's at the big focus of our 6th grade math year. And going to our next slide on trimester 1 review. Some of the topics. Oh, should I pause there for a translation?
You can go ahead and then I can do this one.
Got it. And then for the trimester 1 overview, some of the topics that we're going to be studying this trimester are here. So a lot of work with decimals and real numbers.
Aquí tienen el overview del trimestre primero. Como pueden ver, van a hacer muchas cosas con fracciones, raciones y tasas, diferentes expresiones y divisiones, pero mucho van a hacer con decimales y fracciones.
So a big focus and a few work habits that we want to instill in our 6th grade mathematicians involve having a plan of attack or different strategies and approaches to common problems in math, but a heavy focus on organization as well as checking for the reasonableness of their answers. So this is similar. This diagram is similar to what students will see with all their math problems, and we encourage them to use it as a step-by-step guide to ensure that they're doing what they need to do and they have an organized space to do such.
Este es el plan que le dan a todos los estudiantes en matemáticas. Este proceso y esta estructura nos ayuda para ellos saber exactamente qué problema ellos están haciendo y para responder. Esto es paso a paso y ellos lo usan cada vez que van a responder a una palabra, a un problema en matemáticas.
So independent work time, they're going to be using that plan of attack that you see in the last slide for every problem, particularly every word problem, every story problem. We make sure independent practice is silent and they get 20 minutes to just work out the problems on their own, keeping in mind what they learned in the lesson. El tiempo de trabajo independiente, los estudiantes van a usar ese plan de ataque que vieron en la diapositiva anterior para resolver particularmente los problemas hablados. Será volumen 0, así es decir, que será silencio en el aula para que los estudiantes puedan trabajar y le damos 20 minutos para hacer ese trabajo independiente.
Thank you, Mr. Lestrade. And off now to science with Miss V.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Miss Vecchione, or Miss V as your students know me. I am so excited to be teaching 6th grade science this year. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Es la señorita Vecchione, o para corto la llaman señorita V, y está bien emocionada para ser la maestra de ciencia para este año.
So just a little bit about myself. I was born and raised on Long Island, so not too far from here. I am a proud graduate of Villanova University. I then went on to get my master's in special education and STEM from Relay, much like most of my colleagues. I then also went on to get a master's of science in education policy from the University of Pennsylvania. I've been teaching for years, 2 of which were high school math, and now I've been in middle school math and science for 2 years. and I enjoy cooking and traveling in my free time.
La señorita Becquion nació y fue creciendo en Long Island. Ella, una orgullosa graduada de la Universidad de Villanova. Tiene su maestría en educación especial de Relay y también tiene una maestría en policy. I should know how to say policy. En la política de educación. Ha estado enseñando por 4 años. 2 años eso fue en la high school. Y ahora anterior había enseñado matemáticas y ahora ciencia. A ella le encanta viajar también y cocinar en su tiempo libre.
So as you can see, we have a jam-packed year in science. We have 9 units to get through between now and June. Your students are so excited. They are already so curious. Our first unit, we've begun diving into the microbiome. So we're looking at cells and microscopic organisms. Unit 2, we will move on to metabolism. Unit 3, your students will have an opportunity to participate in a metabolism engineering internship on a computer program. Unit 4, traits and reproduction. Unit 5, thermal energy. Then we move on to more of climate-based learning for units 6 through 9 to finish the year.
Okay. Como pueden ver, hay muchas unidades y mucho que hacer en la clase de ciencia. Todos los estudiantes están bien emocionados. Algo que ya comenzaron es lo microbioma, que es mirando células. Después van a metabolismo. Van a tener una oportunidad de hacer como un internado sobre la ingeniería de metabolismo y van a terminar viendo la energía, océano, cambio del clima y así continuarán.
So similarly to other classes, there's a basic routine that we tend to follow on a daily basis. Your students come in and there's always a do now that's usually related to the previous day's lesson. We'll read out our learning target, which is what we hope to be able to do by the end of class. We have our mini lesson. There's always some sort of partner work, and then students usually have independent work and an exit ticket. And some days we will be doing labs.
La rutina en la clase de ciencia, bien similar a las otras clases, comienzan con algo junto, revisan el objeto, trabajan en parejas, después trabajan solo y también durante el año van a estar participando en diferentes laboratorios.
Now, counseling at CREO with Miss Nguyen.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Miss Nguyen, and I am the 6th grade school counselor. And I'm here to support the students and provide assistance with their social, emotional, and academic growth, and to collaboratively work with the teachers, the leadership team, parents, guardians, and students regarding the regarding their well-being and identifying and addressing any challenges that may hinder student success. And on Fridays, I'll be teaming up with Health and Wellness to teach some social, emotional lessons to the kids. And those topics will range from identifying emotions to conflict resolution and self-esteem.
Esa es la señorita Wen, que es la consejera del 6º grado. Tenemos un consejero por cada grado. Ella está aquí para apoyar a todos los estudiantes con su crecimiento socioemocional. Ella también estará con el maestro de salud y bienestar para enseñarles a los estudiantes diferentes maneras como apoyarse a cada uno, pero qué hacer cuando hay un conflicto.
And then some students can meet with me as they have counseling on their IEP, or students can request it, or parents or guardians, you can request it as well.
Muchos de nuestros estudiantes reciben consejeración si tienen educación especial y lo tienen, pero cualquier estudiante que quiere solicitar, o si un padre quiere solicitar que su estudiante o su niño pase tiempo con la consejera o tenga tiempo usualmente, por favor, puede mandarle un correo electrónico o llamarla. Okay, this is the double translation. I am part of our leadership team. Here you have if you know, everybody should know Mr. Esque, who is our head of school, Mr. Canella, who's our director of operations. And so when you have questions about the operations of the school, he's your go-to, especially for busing. I am Amber Hernandez, so I am the Dean of Academics, and then Mr. Colin Liu, who's our Dean of Wellness. Este es el equipo de liderazgo. Mr. Esque es el principal, Mr. Canella funciona con la operación, yo soy la decana de academias y Mr. Colin es el decano del bienestar, y este es el grupo de liderazgo. Okay. Para hablar un poco de la cultura de la escuela, todos los asesores van a tener contacto con ustedes semanal. Van a poder saber exactamente quiénes son, y las clases ahora mismo, si están en sixth grade and dicen, oh, I'm in CCNY, yo estoy en UVA, eso también van a cambiar en las próximas dos o tres semanas, porque usamos datos que colectamos para hacer eso. Si usted es un padre o familia que quiere venir a voluntar, tenemos, si quieren, sueras de la escuela, aquí estamos. Las aulas siempre están abiertas, o si ustedes quieren ver y entrar a la escuela, solamente nos tienen que llamar y dejar y saber. For our school culture, every one of our students has an advisor who will be reaching out to you for weekly contact. You might have heard your child say, oh, I'm in CCNY, or I'm in UVA, or in Princeton. Those are their homerooms. In the next few weeks, a lot of the homerooms will be changing. We use a lot of the data that we are collecting to make sure that your child is receiving exactly what they need to be successful this year. So that communication will be changing. If you're a parent or family member who wants to volunteer, we are always open to having folks volunteer and come help in our school. So please just give us a call in advance and let us know. And again, we have open classrooms. And so if you want to come in, or perhaps our Dean of Wellness might ask you to come in to observe your child, we do often open up our classrooms. Okay. We're going to share a little bit about our current COVID protocol, which we also sent home with kids, or if you have questions, feel free to call the school. We are following the state mandates, and so all of our staff are vaccinated. We do require masks at all times, both from adults and students in the building. We move desks apart during meals, which is the only time that their masks are off. And then we also do have in place a COVID excuse absence in case your child was exposed or test positive. Their absences from school do not get counted for that reason. If students test positive, there's a 10-day quarantine that they must do, and then they can only return with a negative test. If it's in a homeroom, the homeroom also then is asked for 10 days quarantine, or 10 days fully quarantine, or 5 days with a negative COVID test. Para los protocolos de COVID, nosotros perseguimos todos los datos del Departamento de Salud. Todos nuestros maestros están vacunados. Máscaras están puestas a todo momento. Los escritorios y la mesa se mueven durante comidas, que es la única manera y el único tiempo que no tienen máscara. Si hay también tenemos ausencia justificada por COVID. So, si sale positivo usted o su niño está alrededor, tenemos esa excusa para que no cuente para su ausencia. Si sale positivo usted o alguien en su familia, sí tenemos 10 días de 40 y necesitamos prueba negativa antes del regreso. En el salón principal también durarían 10 días en cuarentena, o puede ser 5 días, pero tiene que tener una prueba negativa. Okay. To talk a little bit about our grades and what you will see in School Runner, you will have or should have access to School Runner, where you will see all of your kids' grade. We value both excellence and hard work, and so you'll see that they will get a grade for the hard work that they're doing every day, as well as their excellence work. As you can see, passing is a 1.5, and just so you know, they must be passing ELA and math to be promoted to the next year. This year, we have purposely not done homework. And so if you're asking about homework, there is no homework. Your child is not lying to you about homework. We have a very long day. They're getting a lot of material throughout the day. And so we want them to focus when they're in class. We will have family conferences coming up. We will be holding 3, and then the first one will be with the teacher, and the following ones will be led by your students. Esos son el sistema de grados. Valoramos la excelencia y el trabajo duro. So van a haber 2 formas de grados, uno que es vacío a la excelencia que están haciendo y el otro por trabajar bien duro porque lo hacen todos los días. Como pueden ver, 1.5 es pasando, y para pasar al próximo grado necesitan pasar la clase de literatura y matemáticas con 1.5. Nosotros no estamos dando tareas, o si usted no oye que hay tarea, es cierto, es verdad. Tenemos un día largo, tenemos mucha práctica activa durante el día con instrucción excelente en cada clase. Vamos a tener conferencias familiares. La primera va a ser con el maestro y los siguientes van a estar dirigidos por sus propios estudiantes. Okay. Now is our opportunity. If you have questions, I see some folks have already added some in the chat, but if you can raise your hand, we are able to answer some of them. And so if you have particular questions about students who are struggling, thank you to the parent of Aiden Aloma who said they were going to email Ms. Park. Definitely email your teachers if you want to get more information on how we can help the students. And the school runner domain for Creo is Creo Prep. Each class, so each ELA class, there's a question about ELA, how long each classes are. ELA and math classes are currently 90 minutes. So están preguntando sobre el horario de las clases. Para la clase de literatura y matemáticas son 90 minutos. All other classes are 45 minutes. Las demás de la clase son 45 minutos. Thank you, Ms. Vecchio, for putting it in the chat. Otras preguntas. I don't know if there's a way to see if hands are up. Pueden levantar la mano si se quieren quitar the mute. If you want to go ahead and come off mute if you have a question, or feel free to edit in the chat. That is a great question. What does thrive mean? Does anybody on the 6th grade team want to help us with that? And I will gladly translate.
Sure. So Thrive is an acronym at Creo that we use to have all our students aspire to. So the T in Thrive stands for team, the H stands for hard work, the R stands for respect, the I is for ingenuity, the V is for voice, and the E is for excellence. So throughout the day, your students have opportunities to earn points for exemplifying these values. And if there are any issues, or we are breaking school policy or violating Thrive values, they receive what are called deductions.
Thank you so much, Misty. Thrive es un acronomio que usamos para enseñarle diferentes hábitos. So la T significa para team, que es equipo. H for hard work, trabajo duro. R para respect. I para ingenuity, que es ingenio. V de voice para voz, y la E es excellence, que es excelencia. Y cada vez que demuestran esto, les damos puntos que después ellos pueden usar para tener otras cosas. Other questions, otras preguntas. Vamos a estar aquí por 2 minutos más, o si tienen preguntas, por favor, pregunte. Any other questions before we log? We are working on getting the school runner information. Okay, if there are no other questions, for the school bus, if you can, I think if you get the bus, it must be for both in and out. If they choose to leave in the afternoon on their own, they can. We just won't be able to provide a Metro card. So if they're heading home on their own, you would have to, if they're already receiving a bus, we're not able to give them a Metro card, so you would just have to figure out how to get them back home. Please feel free to stay behind if you have more questions. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Hopefully we will have an opportunity to have you in the building soon. But thank you for coming on tonight. If you have other questions, I will stay behind for a few extra minutes. We've also recorded the sessions and we'll be uploading it so that you have access to all of the information. We also sent home packets with a lot of this information with your students' backpacks, so please check in with them and get that. Thank you all again. Again, if you still have questions, feel free to stay behind. But if you've got to go, thank you so much. We're so excited to see you. Yes, the bus, I can see how it gets home late. What we've realized is for our 7th grade families that they've actually have enjoyed having their kids take the train or the bus instead of public transportation, instead of waiting for the school bus. So definitely trying different strategies to get them to school might be a good idea. Thank you. Have a great night. Team, if you've got to go, thank you so much for being on. Appreciate you all, and I will see you all tomorrow. Ms. Belina, if you can call our school number tomorrow morning, and they will be able to give you the code to log in. It should be, if you can call the school, they'll be able to give you that code for sure. And I can type in the school phone number in case you do not have it. What? Thank you. Have a good night. All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We are